and put
and put your
stank on
stank
it.
on it.
You say what?
I was dancing to the music. Dun,
Oh,
dun,
you
dun,
will? Okay.
dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Going on and relive your youth
I,
dancing.
I was trying to, I got my blue on, my blue jean. But to be fair, I didn't get the note about wearing blue jeans.
No,
But I
no,
mean,
it's not
you
today
know,
though. I did it because I did it because the day is the 20.
I
Is
know it's
when
the 28th.
20th.
I
Yeah.
know,
So yeah.
but we don't go on the 28th. We go on today. So I got my blue denim on. I even got a blue top on. You can't see none of it. Just believe me.
Okay. We'll take your word for it. Just
Yeah,
keep the
take my
camera.
word for
Keep the camera where's that. I'll take your word for it.
it. Um.
Hey,
Uh.
sister, how you doing, sister? All right, sister.
Nah. You need to do is check on a little outbreak monkey.
Yeah, I know the bowl. I'm gonna call it bowl of people over there in a little bit
Okay.
when I. Mm. And your cat said go to hell.
Let's say how messy he is. Okay, I can't even enjoy my good vacation good and proper without getting these little notes from his little video about my cats looking around, looking like little orphan children, because I decided to take a little vacation.
Look, the cat came and jumped on when I was doing a litter box, and he said, "Did one of these moves." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your owner ain't shit. I'm sorry." I had to pet him and everything, give him a little love.
Oh, oh, poor them home in a big old house. Poor them, poor cats, where they get automatic feeder and stuff, and I
Lavish.
work from home. Okay, poor
Mm.
them. Like they got rich cat problems. Okay,
Yeah,
they got.
exactly. Privilege. They got rich privilege, cat privilege.
hmm I had to drop off because I was out when y'all did y'all podcast, so I wasn't able to. I didn't hear it when you asked me to look up that show. I don't remember the show, so I can't even tell you.
I
Um,
don't know why some stuff.
but it was a good podcast. So if anybody was watching this one, go to the Black Male podcast website and take a look at the podcast they did with our niece, Yanni, and brother
Jackson.
Jackson, brother Jackson. It's always good to see people who look like you and me, who don't have to, who look like, sound like, and act like you and me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Don't have to be all uppity and high sedity and
Yes.
highfalutin.
Yes. Like, because it's easier for people to say, like I've had people say to me, like, well, I mean, I can't be like you. Why? Why you can't?
Yeah.
You can be better.
Mm-hmm.
Like the system's not set against you. Like you don't have the same experiences, but you can be me. I didn't come from, it's not like I had a silver spoon in my mouth. Like, so it's always dope to see that. And it was a very cool conversation from what I seen. I was listening to it before the podcast started, but I didn't finish. I just saw enough to see your co-host come extremely late.
He's dealing with stuff. Come on, he's dealing with stuff.
But he came in, got some good information. He put in some good, so it was good. I was a little concerned. I ain't gonna lie, because this is a conversation where dominantly the conversation is talking about, and that's just consent, right? Consent and what consent looks like, what lack of consent looks like, and that kind of stuff. And people, as a general rule of thumb, tend to see that as a female thing, not opposed to us thing, even though it is a us thing. Because, like I said, I don't think you read my comment about the ugly chick.
No, I didn't see that. No, I missed that.
I did it before. It was a comment like, so one of my homeboys in college, he was sexually assaulted. He was raped. In essence, he was raped. He was drunk, and that shit got him.
Oh wow! Oh, I missed that one. Hold on one second.
So the ugly chick got him, and like it was like, and so I was like, "Oh man, she got you, dude." Oh, and he's like,
And
"Yeah."
look at that face. What you didn't do with that face, huh? Oh man.
No, that's what the other guys did.
Oh okay. Oh, okay.
I did was, wait, that's rape.
Mhm.
That's what I thought in my mind,
Yeah.
but I never vocalized it because nobody else was upset
Concerned.
about it.
Nobody was concerned about it. Yeah.
They were more concerned with the fact that she was ugly than anything
Okay.
else, right?
And that's what dudes would do, you know, because they probably clown them to this day. You remember that ugly girl took your stuff? You know,
Yes.
that's what's happening right now as we speak. That's what's going on.
But I mean, and yes, like I think we oversimplify things to the point where we do stuff with how we deal with it best in our mind.
Mhm.
But I'm sure it's still traumatizing to him because whether it's unattractive or not, somebody took something that wasn't theirs.
Mhm.
And he wasn't on board with, right? And because I know I've heard this before, women saying that how can he be raped? He got it up.
Yeah, exactly, and they don't understand the male anatomy, and that you don't have control over that. It's nerves, it's blood. You know, it's not. It yes, your mind does play a part in it, but at some point, it's being stimulated. It's going to happen naturally. You wake up with a hard on, you know, when you have to use the bathroom. So, you know,
Well, and there's there's information out, and like I said, I thought y'all did a good job. I think there's a deeper dive to talk about what in like what you said about anatomy, about like there's anatomy for women. There are women who've been raped who had an orgasm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that blows people's mind.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, but you know, we saying that there was a congressperson who said that if a woman's raped and she gets pregnant, because of the rape that'll be aborted. I'm like, the ignorant fuck he just say?
Yeah. He's trying to police women's body. I heard something about that.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, so it's like it's a conversation about sex that we need to delve deeper into because it's something we don't talk about, honestly. We don't talk about sex and what it looks like and how sexual assault looks. And, you know, like that's why I made sure I put in the comments, other than me trolling, because I had a comment. I made sure I put in the comments about my experience because I know Ayana's been like come up to her and tried to, you know, but we don't think of it like that.
Yeah.
We don't think of it as like, oh, you touched something on my body. That is not okay. You tried to encourage me to do something I didn't want to do. That is not okay. Because we find a way, because it's happening to us, we detach our mind from it. Right. And so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, we always, that's like if I get a cut, right? Oh, it's not a big deal, but I see a cut on somebody else. Oh shit, look at it. You know, that's how we do that. You know, we mask that trauma, and we're going to be okay. We think we're always going to be okay in the situation, and until later on in life it hits us, then it's like, oh, you know, I'm not okay.
Well, so I got to the point in my 30s where, because I remember when I had a conversation about sexual assault, I was in my like early 30s, maybe late 20s. And they were like, oh my God. I remember what it was. I was at the airport and I told the story on Facebook because, you know, I'm a story. Anybody else who don't know, I do storytelling events and that kind of stuff. So I tell stories. It's my little enjoyment, things I like to do. So I told this whole story on Facebook about how this TSA woman got a little too handsy doing a search because she was doing a pat down and she didn't like the fact that she had to pat me down. So she was very handsy with my nether regions. Right. And I did a whole story about it. And then I got this note in my DMs from this young lady I know. And she was like, I'm so sorry you were assaulted. And I was like, no, in my mind, I was like, no, she just was handsy.
She's doing a job and she just enjoyed it very much. You know, a lot.
Yeah.
You know, she enjoyed herself.
Yeah, like I just, you know, it wasn't like, and I thought about it, I was like, wait, she did do that. That did happen. like you don't think about that kind of stuff. And so now I got to the point where I stopped taking myself. If something happens to me, instead of me thinking about something happening to me, I change the name. And when I change the name, all of a sudden it matters then.
Yeah. You took yourself out of it and put somebody else in it. And now you're looking at a different light.
Yeah.
No,
Mm,
just
that's,
what's that?
that's an interesting comment. I'm looking at the comments.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dog it.
That's okay.
I'm about to
So what we
computer
what
tripping.
so yeah, last week while you're figuring that out, I'm telling the people out. Last week we talked about prices that we pay for pum pum and penis, right? Meaning like all the stuff we do. In that context of the conversation, we were talking about all the stuff we do. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What the?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's his perspective, right? If we say the price we pay for stuff, this is his perspective or her perspective on the price.
Yeah. And this
Yeah,
is
this
on.
is her perspective.
Twitch,
I
so
mean, if
I'm
this
glad.
is a comment, I want to actually address this comment. The commenter says the price we pay prices we don't need. You buy objects that you use, but it's not guaranteed to last forever. You see, the only thing guaranteed in life is death, and that's the truth. What's the point of going to a job just to die? Why not become one of the biggest gangsters in the world, seen as we guarantee death from far back? I always wanted to be a gangster. I want to be the one who everyone is scared of. Now we go to jobs to feed our loved. Okay, so this is this is a topic.
I'm glad you read that. My mind right now is not set up to even.
It was very long.
My mind wasn't going with that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, but yeah. Look, I have to read things out loud. My attention span is low. Especially now, my age now, my attention span is like, where is it? If attention's here, I'm down here. But so, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is the man who wrote this one. So I'm gonna make my thought, and I'm gonna let you address it from a male point of view. We all pay prices for what our mistakes are, like how we live, how we die, that kind of stuff. Like I understand what this person, like what you're trying to say, right? If you come up in poverty and you're trying to get to a place where you're out of poverty, you got a long fight. Some people have long fights to get to a certain point. So let's go have fun. Let's go fuck these people. Let's go do this. Let's get money. We start making to get things because we're playing in a system that was not set for us, and we're already in the losing role of it. So fuck it. Don't play by their rules.
Any win matters, basically.
By any means necessary. And I get that. And actually it's kind of on brand for what I wanted to talk about too. A little bit on brand. I get it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I get it. I had this conversation because it's funny that you put that comment up. I had this conversation this past week with my friend, and I was talking to Willie too. We were talking about
it also. Yeah.
Yeah, we had it at breakfast. It's funny. Like we always have conversations that broach on things. And I was like, it's not how you live, it's what you die for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like saying the same thing because what you die for dictates how you live, right?
Hopefully
it should. Yeah, true statement. Everybody was talking about DMX dying. DMX dying was like, I mean, I love DMX. Like he was one of my favorite rappers, the whole nine. However, I wasn't shocked that he died. DMX was on drugs. This is the life he lived. When his death dictated that part, I wasn't shocked. I was sad, but I wasn't shocked. People, there was nothing for me to RIP. Like I like there was nothing for me to. There was no area of, oh my God, I got to call in or check on people. He was a man. He was flawed. He went through his stuff and he died. And I think if he had an opportunity to do it again,
he would still be the same thing. Nah, I don't think so. He'll still be doing the same thing because he's fighting with demons. I mean, maybe he wouldn't have took that hit that day, but eventually he's fighting with demons, and he tried to get help for it, but he's fighting with demons.
Well, but also keep in mind, like one of the main things I think is that he had a problem was he never left the hood. Until you have perspective, until you see different things.
He went to Vegas. No, he was living in Vegas. He went to nah.
No, I meant like
Oh, mental. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
he never left the hood up here, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like we grew up hustling, grew up doing things that got us to a certain point. But when it doesn't serve you anymore, you gotta let it go. And if you don't let it go, it haunts you, right? Like DMX came from a place where he was in the hood. He was doing like DMX was a robber. That's what he did.
Yeah, that was his profession. He robbed folk.
Yes. And then he got to a point where he was in mainstream and he was living the white life. That's just what, like, I mean, he might have been a rapper, but he was living a high rapping. And what he should have done was sought help to figure out how to maintain and manage in this world that he lives in. So Z with 4 Z's, I tell you how you define your life and what you live and die for. But I will say this. If you don't find like you go out of your steps, allow yourself to grow out your steps. If this is where you are currently, fine. But it's not sustainable. I don't know any gangster. Everybody I knew hardcore murderers who are dads. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And who are living their life, working a 9 to 5 and whatever the case may be. Because Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z was what I don't know what the hell he was wearing that one. I'm like, Jay-Z used to be a hardcore gangster. And now Jay-Z is going like these meetings with Jeff Bezos and doing kind of stuff. Like nothing sustainable. When you live in a point where you're surviving, you survive. So no judgment.
No, and I also think you have to do analysis of your life, right? You have to figure out how long do you want to live, right? Because I mean, you have to reality-wise, that lifestyle has a short shelf span.
I mean, shelf span, right? But honestly, sometimes you ain't got a choice on how long you want to live. It could have easily been a vegetable, but still alive, confined to his bed.
Well, okay, so not only how long you live, but I mean that's quality of life, which I see as being dead also. So I mean that's to me that's lumped up in the same thing. You know how long you wanna exist on this planet. Because I mean, if I'm a vegetable, I mean, hey, Lord, take me now. You know, it's one of them situations. You know, I
gotta assess that, right?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
You gotta account for that though, because all right. So, what can get you to be in a vegetable? What can get you these things? You gotta account for that kind of stuff, and some things are beyond your control.
Yeah,
a lot of things are behind your control. So,
just the mere fact that we here, you know, the swimming of the sperm, you know, getting to the egg, you know, all the odds it had to do just to get to the egg, you know, we're here by miracle. So, you know, you need to live your life like you're here by miracle, you know.
True statement. It sounds like you're hurt. The person who wrote this comment is hurt and is trying to find a way to control the narrative so they can define how to make life worthwhile for them. And I get it. I've done it. I've changed my narrative to try to make it in my mind. But at the end of the day, we can't control it. We can only control us. So I would.
What you saying? We can only navigate through life trying to have as less bumps and bruises as possible. That's the best case scenario, because life is hard. Life is hard for everybody. You know, even if you're born to a quote unquote decent family and, you know, 2-parent household or whatever, life is still hard once you get out there on your own and you become a man or whatever. It's still hard, you know. So you just have to understand that, you know, this what life is, and, you know, everybody goes through the same thing. You're not alone. So
yeah. I mean, I was and there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. As somebody who's had her own business, everybody works for somebody, even gangsters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the thing. They think, you know, majority of our men, black men that are in that type of lifestyle, think they are. I'm not working for the man. Yeah, you are. You are. Now you what you're doing, you're getting out of paying taxes. That's what you're doing, but that's the same thing that's gonna get you caught up in jail, really. I mean, if you look at one of the biggest gangsters, IRS got his ass, That's how he went to jail. He was able to get past all the other stuff, but IRS got him. So what I would say to somebody that's thinking about their lifestyle is that you have enemies all around you. So you have to sleep with one eye open in that type of lifestyle. You have to worry about the cops. You have to worry about things out of control with the cops, right? You can get stopped on some foolishness that is not even tail light or some mess, and you going to jail with keys in the trunk or some mess like that. Then you got to worry about the guys looking at you that's willing to rob you and take your head off because they want your spot, and
Yeah.
that never stops. That looking over your shoulder never stops when you're doing that shit. So you have to be mindful. I mean, the lifestyle I live right now, I could at least close my eyes and go to sleep and know that I don't have to worry about waking up to a gun in my face. I mean, if it happens, then it's not because of my lifestyle; it's because it happened. But it's not something that is a high percentage risk that is going to happen to me because the lifestyle I'm living is different.
Sorry.
Oh,
So when you talk about lifestyles and the quality of life,
mhm.
I mean, you can have a better quality of life even within poverty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It all depends on what you want out of life. I mean, if you want the same lifestyle as somebody that quote unquote the gangster lifestyle, the glitz and glamour, no, you're not going to have that. But is that worth your life? If that glitz and glamour worth you dying for, that's what you have to do a self assessment with that and understand um, the price I'm paying for this type of lifestyle to be looked at as being the man, quote unquote, the man in the streets. Where the streets don't love you. When you get taken out, they're going to move on with the next person, batter up, next person up.
And to
So
be real, is no different than a job. People
no,
work their lives, work their job, and when you die, before you even get to your funeral, your job posted on the street.
next
Like
man
it's
up.
the same thing. Your life, your quality of life is literally dictated by your circle around you. And
Yeah.
if your circle around you is havoc and chaos, you're gonna live and die in havoc and chaos. That's it. That's it. It's funny because it's like, I mean, it goes into the topic we were talking about. I, I couldn't figure out. We were trying to figure out what topic we were going to talk about, and then I saw something. Um, because like in my mind, I feel like at the end of the day, and I said this to Willie before, and I mean, I'm just repeating it. We, as a rule, women want security, men want emotional stability, right? The stuff
Mhm.
that they can't get.
Yeah.
So
That we can't
um,
purchase. We
we
can't
can't.
buy.
Yeah, you can't purchase. You can't
Mhm.
make a woman strong enough to be in a comfortable position. As a general rule, um, they're seeking that partner to help them feel safe, right? Um, uh,
We
with
could rest our
men,
bags. We come home, we could rest our bags. Like okay, this is the world doing to me, but this is my solace at my house. That
yes,
my partner, this woman is who helps ease the pain.
and vice versa. The man is the person who helps them feel safe um and feel secure. So and so it is about resting at the end of the day, right? In different ways.
Yeah.
Um, however, I saw a, a meme, and the meme was it was a question, and the question like, ladies, if your man came home late from work, would you wake up out of your sleep to fix him something to eat?
Mhm.
And it was like, Tom, huh?
I forgot to put that up. Yeah. Mhm.
That's fine. I remembered it. Um, and this is not me going women men thing. It's just I remember thinking when I read it, why must everything be a test and challenge? Like why must it be like it was like it wasn't, hey, your partner is working like 20
Mhm.
like it like there are always situations that can exist that it shows up that you can be there for your partner, right? But the sacrifice that is expected from both sexes to give everything you have for their need is just like, that's the thing that stood out in my mind. Like, if you're sleep, like, I don't know. What did you think when you read it?
No, I thought that somebody was trying to get a reaction. So I've seen stuff like that. They're trying to get a reaction out of people and try to see what the women gonna say, to try to prove a point why, women have issues when dealing with men. I didn't read I didn't know where it was coming from.
It's full trigger.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Everybody,
Yeah,
men and women.
It's crazy because if you're with the right person, if y'all love each other, that wouldn't even be a problem. But nobody thinks like that. When they comment on that stuff, it comes from a bad place, and it's like, this is simple. I mean, it's simple. You love that person. They've been working all day or night, whatever, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is. And they oh, baby, can you, I'm on my way home, can you do something for me and fix me a sandwich? I need something to eat because I didn't eat today or whatever. That shouldn't be a problem. This man been working 12 hours. This man been putting in work so he can help provide for you. And people are triggered by that. It's crazy.
Not to be that girl, but there's an alternate. Like, we're all based on our scenarios. I remember I was working 2 jobs and I came home. Like, I was worked at a bar, and then I worked the morning shift at a clothing store. And then I came home, and my ex-husband, who had been home all day, was like, "What are you making for dinner?" So there's a sexist expectation that the woman provides that thing, right? So for some people, it's seen as, you want me to.
He's the woman in that situation, though. So he was the woman in that situation, though.
Well, not to him. To him, I was. See, to you, because
I'm just saying, based on
to you, because your values, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm putting in this, I'm doing this, and you're at home. Like, to me, all I saw is 2 people trying to make it. I don't care what sex you are. We're trying to make it, and you're fighting with me about this shit. Really? Like, no. I'm like, so for me, and like, I was dead serious. I didn't cook for 2 years after that. I was dead serious because I'm like, if I'm gonna have to,
I'm on a strike.
was I? Hell no. I won't go. Hell no. But my thing is this: like, we're in what this gentleman, I'm assuming, said about, like, life. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. That is true. The only thing is guaranteed is you're gonna die. So you mean to tell me you're gonna spend any of your earth sitting here looking at me, the person you chose to be with, like the enemy? You're gonna treat me like at any point, like we're a team. So if the team requires that you get up and give something to eat, then get up and get them to eat. If you ain't gotta work in the morning, if you got work in the morning and you can't do it, then he gonna have to go and pick up, like, they got snacks. The Lunchables are a thing. All right. And maybe y'all come together and come up with another plan. But the idea of sacrifice in a manner where it's, you must sacrifice yourself to give me my need, I think is asinine.
Yeah.
I think that is asinine, because at the end of the day, where are we trying to go? Are you just trying to get ahead, or are we trying to get ahead? I didn't stop cooking for 2 years because I was trying to teach him a lesson. I stopped cooking for him just because you don't see us as a team. So if we ain't a team, I'm a work team.
I have those kind of views about certain things too. If I don't feel like we're in this together fully, it's like, okay, well, then I'm gonna start seeing us as separate entities.
I can't see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm older now. I'm in a healthier space now, and so ideally, if I had to do it over again, well, we were poor, so we couldn't even afford therapy. So we couldn't even afford therapy. So, like, I was in survival mode. Survival was, you need to get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit. I'm going to sleep.
Put your head down and you just go to do what you got to do, and then, okay, damn it, what we worried about? Money got to be made. You talking shit like we got it like that, like, yeah. So yeah, I understand.
And it's funny because I was thinking about Derek and Yvonne, some people we know from back home, and they got married. They had a tumultuous. They'll let you know they had a tumultuous marriage in the beginning, right? But as soon as they stop seeing each other, and I'm saying assume, I'm not in their marriage, but I can like they did say this. They were going at it, yeah, arguing, la la la. But when they finally got to a place where they stopped seeing each other as enemy, they grew as a couple.
Well,
Their
they stop seeing
business thrived.
single. Like, this is my needs, and you supposed to be doing this for me, and this is my need. You supposed to do, when they stop doing that and be like, okay, we are walking this path together, and basically it's okay, this is what we need to do to get this accomplished. This is what we need to do to get this to happen, and how it's going to happen. Not to what I want, not to what you want, but what's best for this journey we have together.
Yeah, yeah. And when they did it, business grew. Their businesses thrived. They're like their brand, their company. Like if we see each other as like business entities, their company grew because they started seeing each other as a team.
I think if people look at relationships as a company, as a business, it would be better. It would be better off, because we look at that. Once again, I got to go back to Disney. Shout out to Walt Disney and screwing women up and men up and all this other stuff. Anyway, it's the thing.
And don't forget their racism.
Yeah. No. Good old racism in Disney.
Sure, you're right.
Yeah. I ain't never seen a bird fly. I've seen a fly. You remember the crows?
Yes, I do. I do remember that foolishness.
So, shout out to Dumbo. So we need to look at that, because what we do, we put this old Disney love, this fantasy world love on the things, and forget the fact that this is we are coming together, joining together, and it's really a business deal. If you look at it, we put pen to paper. We go to court if we want to get rid of the business, so we go to court. So outside the whole loving somebody aspect, it is an arrangement to where we're both coming into agreement to where, hey, we're living this life together, and we're doing everything we have to do for each other, but to get to a certain point.
I'm gonna be salacious and say it ain't even about fucking love. Because when we met each other, it wasn't about love. It was about he was finding a motherfucker, or that nigga got money, or she, you see her booty, or that and the third. Like it wasn't. This was an LJ song. I need love. No, it wasn't that. It was like what we wanted was topical.
Yeah,
things that we wanted from each other is topical, and then something grew from that. So why wouldn't we walk into a union together with those issues? And if you love each other, that's great, but respect me. Do you respect me?
I did a video last night. Yeah, me and Jay did a video last night, and the topic was hypergamy versus love, and that's the whole thing. What you're talking about. It's like that whole love aspect. You have to figure out what you want on the front end. Mutual respect for each other is great. It's awesome. That's the foundation. That should be the foundation for the relationship. But a lot of times what happens is that, like you said, oh, look at that body, look at this, look at, or they got money, look at the money, and that's the hypergamy aspect. You're looking for something one up from where you're at, or let's say you're on the same level, but emotionally or mentally you feel on a certain level. So you're looking for somebody that's better than you, so you can validate yourself versus, the love, which is, we hardly ever look at it. We throw that word around like, okay, it's about love, it's about, but majority of the time it's not that. Majority of the time it's hypergamous, or it's about surface or topical, situations that you want to get into.
So, I don't know if there's something in between hypergamy and love that there's a definition for it. I'm not I don't.
Reality. I mean, reality. Think about it.
Maybe. But then I would argue reality if reality is on the opposite side of the spectrum, right? I think love is a decision. So I think there's hypergamy and then there's reality. Then, right? There's the that what you are going for to aim up, or what
The reason why I see the middle, I'm gonna tell you why I say the middle. Hypergamy is strictly based in figures or what we can see. Love is something that we can't see, so it's all the way on the left. It's something that so the middle is reality.
Okay,
So
I could go with that. All right.
so
I like that. I like that analogy. So let's go with that then.
everything in life I contribute to that sliding scale, that number line scale.
Mhm.
It fits pretty much everything.
Okay. So if we live in hypergamy, right? If we live in this idea of what we want, I would say like of stuff, right? I would say like it's hard for me to join people in that conversation because I feel like stuff something that's fleeting and it does have a shelf life. So I don't think I can tangibly say there's going to be a forever situation with stuff. But if I were to join people in that, because I'm trying not to judge how people, I don't know people needs. Maybe they didn't have anything and they need for, security. But if I were to go in that standpoint, I would say two things. If you want high and you want to aim high, you need to move high. Meaning, what do you have to offer? So you, one, are not a liability to your partner and also not a liability to yourself. Because I know a lot of people who get in relationships where it's equally yoked, and their partner who is at a higher level treat them like a thing.
Yeah, because they're on lower levels. They get tossed around and like whatever, a play toy, like a cat with a play toy.
Yes,
whatever.
And they set them up for that because the thing you're looking for as far as the stuff that they have, it's theirs. It's not yours. I remember I was watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I don't know for a fact, right? I'm assuming there's this young lady who was like 30 something. She's married to this guy who was like 50 something, and she had like 3 kids, I think, prior to him, or 2 kids prior to him, and one with him. I don't know, but he was filthy rich, right? And he ended up they ended up marrying. She brought some people. She brought Real Housewives people into like, her house, and one of the girls was like, "Oh, you just married that man for money. Look at him. He old as shit." Like she.
Reality. Somebody calling out reality.
Messed up a full marriage. I don't know if they were going to get a divorce from jump anyway, but like she was talking about us having money instead of him having money, and the girl was like, "No, he has money. You're married to the man with money, and now they're gonna get a divorce. And guess what? You're gonna find out if we have money now."
Yeah,
it's like
depending on how long she's married to him, we'll find out.
Yeah, and like that's my concern. Like, what is the price that you pay for this stuff? Like, and I look, get stability all day long. Look, get a tight booty all day long, but also wear out the other parts as well, right? If you want the ultimate hustle, because there are people who get married who don't love their partners, but who are really good to their partners.
Yeah,
and that's just what it is. So, like, get a business, get him to buy you a business, so you're not in a place where you need him. Don't rely on that pretty face, because that pretty face is gonna get older.
It's gonna fail at some point. It's gravity is gonna take over, and age is gonna happen.
Or somebody prettier is gonna come up who's younger.
Or
Nobody's special. Nobody.
Everybody wants that man's or that woman's resources, so you can always be replaced.
Yeah, and his resource is money. So as long as he has money, he has it. Your resource was your looks,
and it's
and your
easy.
youth.
Yeah, and you they make a new model every year. Every year there's a new model, so you have to understand that when you play that hypergamy game.
Yeah. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying be prepared for the back of it, and don't like there's a healthy way to do things. Like to me, dating now is amazing to me. Like dating is crazy.
Amazing in a crazy way, like looking at submissive beyond submissive group, like being in there. That's how dating is.
Yes, it is absolutely like it's full of people protecting themselves and trying to get their way. People want to be the lead. Like I was talking to somebody and he was like, well, my woman has to follow me. I'm like, where? And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, where does she have to follow you? He's like, well, she needs to be there for me. Like, it irks me when people use these blanket statements for having a good idea stuff. Because I am very alpha. I make no mistakes about that. But when I meet somebody who's worth following, who knows what they're talking about, best believe I don't have a problem showing my neck. Because they're like, that's the point. There's somebody who has more knowledge, more growth, more experience than me. What I look like saying, you need to listen to me.
Yeah, fighting that person when you blind, you want somebody to can see to lead you.
Yes,
and that's also sliding scale, because the thing is, we have our own strengths. Women, so a woman might have her own strength, I might have my own strength, but we have to understand that the compromise. Okay, this is your strength, so I'm gonna listen to you on this type of stuff, or I'm gonna be mindful that you're strong in that. So hey, I'm not gonna rise up. No, I'm man. I'm the man, and you gonna listen to me. I'm not gonna do that, because that's not the sign of a good leader. Okay, let's see what the hell. I don't know what dating is like no more. I was married now. I was married now. Okay, silly.
Cool. And you know what? And you remember that when you beefing with your man, right? And you're like, I could get a divorce. No, remember that. There's fuckery out in these streets.
Now. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Hey, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to the women, because I think it's harder for the women if they dive out into this shark infested waters that is dating. I would say, hey, you need to work this shit out, because it's harder. It's hard on the woman's side. Men, I mean, we
I think it's hard. Period.
It's hard, but
unless
I'm saying,
you got money, men. If you got money, or you finding in a mug.
But I'm saying, if you want a relationship, right? Yeah, it's gonna be hard for men because of whatever, but it's harder on women. Men, a lot of times, men could say, "I'm getting out of a relationship." Like, you know what? I'm not getting a relationship again, and I could just hit randoms, right? And a man could be okay doing that unless he wants a relationship. Then
this is hard on different standpoints, because even
on
if
different levels, yeah.
If you okay not being in I'm okay not being in a relationship, but I can't tell you how many crazy people I be dealing with. Like the one who wasn't okay not being just a dating, but he wanted me to be his one and only while he had other ones, and lying about it.
Was you a queen? My queen, be part of my.
This dude was, I like you. Like some people drink. I don't know what they drinking, but they need to stop, because I was like,
my queen.
I'm open minded. Like I don't mind dating open and freely. Like you date who you want to date. I date who I want to date. Like I don't mind. He wanted control so bad, that's the case. Or the one who was like, I'm like, hey, we're grown adults. Do what you need to do. And the fact that I was in his face all the time trying to be like, why won't you be with me? Like, it's just, there's so many unhealthy, like, I was telling our cousin, I was like, look, once you break your spouse in, you broke them in. And it ain't you being 40 trying to break somebody in.
Exactly. You might want to stay there. Once y'all learned each other and accustom each other day in and day out. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's what it is. Because think about 40s. You only got 20 more years to you to the point where you go out if you want to, go out that door if you want to, but guess what? You're gonna stay on that damn shelf. You're gonna stay there. Expired date and all. They gonna be
Or maybe you won't stay on the shelf, but you're still gonna be dealing with somebody's shit. Yeah, everybody got shit with them.
The shit you don't know, and that's the other part of it.
Yeah, like I know the stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. There's certain people like I don't regret getting a divorce, but I got a divorce in my 20s.
Yeah, like, it looks different. Yeah.
And again, I don't regret. I mean, I'm not saying everybody stay with your spouse. I'm saying make sure you've done what you needed to do, and y'all have done the work, and y'all gotten to a point where y'all can't do anything else no more. You just gotta part ways. That's a different situation. But the people, I know this girl, she's real young, right? And she married this guy, and she remind me of me. That's why I'm patient with her. Because she be trying the hell out the girls in this group. And like normally I would say something, but I'm like, it's like looking in a mirror. Because it's like she has an idea of what life like. And so she told her husband what it was. This is what we're doing, da 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 da. Her husband's a beta. Nothing wrong with betas, people. Not trying to say there's something wrong with a beta. But if you are the type of person, you have to know yourself. I don't mind a beta. I don't mind a beta, I don't mind an alpha, because I can be anything in between. But if you're the type of person who respects strength, then you can't be in a relationship with a beta. You're gonna always be running over them.
Yeah.
You don't recognize strength in a beta.
I'm not an alpha or a beta. I'm a sigma, so I'm special. Yeah. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Anyway. So, so what ended up happening is she was telling him all this stuff or whatever, and she was dissatisfied with him being not being about his stuff. And it was those things. I hate those statements. So they got a divorce. And so when they got a divorce, they have a kid together. She was like, hey, I'm
gonna leave your comment. Where is that, ma'am? I'm not gonna do that. No. Your comment. Where is that?
So what, she got a divorce, and she was like, hey, this is how we're co-parenting with the kid. This is what we're doing with the kid. And then she's like, well, he's not doing what I say.
That sounds like he's one of the kids.
It sounds like this was a you thing. And now you're finding out real quick that people don't live in your world. This is the world. You're going to come into contact with this. And now he's doing whatever he wants. And now he got a new woman. And if he's a beta, he going to follow his new woman. And now he giving her help.
And you have no more power at that point.
And you're in these streets now. And then, like, the other thing is, in my mind, I see it like auction, right? Like, you're in your house online, and you ask for your house you ask $100,000 for your house, and somebody say, I'll offer you $80,000. And you're like, nah, fuck that. I'm getting $100,000. And then you keep it on the market longer and longer and longer, but your house ain't worth $100,000. And so because you kept it on longer, times pass, you have to put more maintenance on things and that kind of stuff. And I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about just people in general. Times pass. And so you overvalue yourself and didn't really keep a reality check on something. Yeah, there's some people who buy and pay more than it's worth, right? But for the most of the part, you're going to find out if you keep living your life and you keep getting older that you've overvalued yourself, and you're going to realize. And I think that's where she's at now. She's dealing with this dude who has he's been to jail, and she's like, well, he don't tell her stuff, and she found out he was in jail before. Nothing wrong with people in jail, but I feel like transparency is key. So people have a choice. So and so she's like, she found it for herself, and she should make it work in her mind. She's like, yeah, it's hard for Black men because okay, yeah, it may be hard for Black men, but still, he didn't tell you he was in jail. He didn't tell you about his debt. He didn't tell you about these things, right? And so in my mind, you're putting up with all this foolishness from this man that ain't even like, you have nothing. Like, what are you getting out of it? What was your husband doing? Like we let go of the husband because the husband was what? He wasn't a man about his shit, and now you found the man who ain't about shit.
Stuff you didn't like, but then you realize, then you get out there and you find out something that you deal with something that you don't like at all, but you start justifying it because you let something go, and now you feeling pressured.
That time.
That wall. You feel that wall.
And then, like, you make it okay in your head. Like, it's like, this person, you got that. Like, they talk about the 80-20, right? Like, I mean, somewhat the premise of the 80-20 is true. Like, you have 80% of what you know and 20% of what you want. And so you go find 20% what you want, and then have 80% of shit you don't know.
Yep.
So that's how I see the 80-20 rule. You end up getting with somebody who is at 20% of what you want. You're like, oh, I got what I want. And then you're like, wait, what is it?
What that is peeking from over there? What the hell is that? Oh, shit. Run.
Yes.
But it's too late. It's too late. You let the 80 go. Now you're sitting here with 20s and 30s, looking at 20s and 30s.
Yes.
And now you're happy.
And but
froze.
What?
You froze. Go ahead.
I said, you can't say you made a mistake. And I'm going to generalize. Women are likely to admit the mistake they make when it comes to letting go of a relationship.
Really?
I feel.
Really?
You think differently?
Um. Okay. Say,
I feel
so
like I
you
hear
mean
men more saying, "Man, I fucked that up. I shouldn't have let her go. I did it." Da, da, da. I feel like I
okay?
hear
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Men. Okay. I thought you said women. I thought you said women would.
Women are less likely to do that.
Oh, less like. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said women are likely. I'm sorry. I missed the less part. Yeah. Okay. I agree. I agree.
So women try to make it like
They're
in
gonna
general,
justify it. Yeah.
they try to justify the decisions they make and da 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 da.
Because they don't want to accept accountability for it. And they're gonna put it off on the man with at all any means necessary. Right. You know what? I don't want that nigga because he did this. Because he looked crazy at me. He always looked crazy at me. I felt a certain way because whenever I used to say something, he looked, and it's like, okay, but what else? That's it? Really? Okay.
You grew up around boys, Katrina. Uh,
Yeah, and I think it's more of for just to put a face on, like, it's more of a feminine thing, right? Because
True statement.
you don't
Yeah,
want, it's and men could be feminine too, so that's why I didn't say a woman thing. I said it's more of a
yeah,
feminine thing, a more
you're right.
feminine trait.
Yeah. It's more yeah, yeah, I'll go for that. Yeah, I'll take it away from woman man thing, yeah. Feminine, dominant,
Yeah, yeah.
submissive type thing. And so my thing is when we talk about what we do for things, or the price we pay for these things, the price she's gonna pay, I feel, and I don't wish this on her at all. This is just my experience looking in the
Mhm,
mirror. I'm looking at this
mhm,
chick, I'm like, I'm looking in the mirror.
mhm,
My experience is when you realize what life is like I didn't do it with men, but I did dictate what my ex-husband did a lot. And so when we
mhm,
got a divorce and I saw who he really was, I was like, well, who is this dude?
mhm,
Like, who is this dude? This dude was doing everything I wanted him to do when we were married, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
mhm.
you gotta allow for autonomy for people to be who they're gonna be and figure
Yes,
that
because
out.
that's how they grow. I mean, that's the thing. When you try to keep somebody under your thumb, right? They have nowhere to go. So when you just step back and you see how they grow, it's like, okay, maybe you're gonna like the person they grow into. Or maybe they grow towards you, or maybe they grow in some kind of way that y'all could work together. But while you trying to
But
control that situation, you got what you got, and you're responsible for what you got, actually.
and they end up resenting you
Yeah,
because if
and
you don't allow them the opportunity to grow, then they're stagnant, watching
yeah.
you do stuff, and you're being frustrated because they're not because you haven't allowed them to grow.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of frustrations happening that you are responsible for as the person who is the alpha.
Hmm.
So and now you found 20% of what you want.
Yeah.
You found that man who, tells you what to do, who tells you where you want to go and all this other stuff. But he don't tell you none of the information. He don't tell you emotionally how he's feeling. He's not, and you're trying to pick this apart. And I'm like, you had a husband that was the father of your child who you could have figured it out with. And you could have checked yourself and realized this world don't belong to just you. We all
Mhm.
exist.
Yeah.
And define success. We have to get to a point where we realize what success is for us. Success isn't doing things my way.
It's and you know what, we have to define it, and then we have to be willing to redefine it, because the thing is, we're forever growing, we're forever changing, right? So we could have success as this, and then all of a sudden, we get to a certain point, we start striving for that, and it's like, you know what, based on where I'm at, based on where I'm going, this right here is too much to pay for, just to look around and and see people on my same level that I don't even like, right? I don't even care about these people. But right here, had midway, I'm comfortable. I could be comfortable midway. You know, I don't care. We don't care about the people. So the midway, you're comfortable. You have things that you could do more things because you haven't, maxed yourself out. Do more things, be less stressed out, vacations, different stuff, put money away, do stuff for your family, do stuff for other people, because what people don't understand is, like, as human beings, we have more, like, we will have more value, we can see more value in helping other people, right? It feels better versus just gaining stuff and doing things. Like, you feel more fulfilled helping others to do stuff and get somewhere in life, or doing stuff for other people. And if you're stressed out back trying to get to a certain point, you've cut out that feeling of that part of success, right? or that that feeling of enjoyment you get, you know, the pure enjoyment of being a good human being.
Just peace, honestly. Even if it's not about being a good human being, just peace. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like at a certain point, like I get it. 20s, we're trying to make a difference, we're trying to make an impact in some way, right?
Yep.
But everything comes at a cost, right? And also, like, there are people like our social justice people, which I think they're great. I appreciate what they're doing. But the same people who putting their energy towards that, there's some dude who's putting their energy towards smashing everything that moves. There's some chick who's trying to put energy towards finding that husband
Mm-hmm.
she get married to, not somebody she loves who she wants to be her husband, just finding a husband, right? And stuff like that. So we're putting our energy towards these things, and what we sow is what we reap,
And that's all
right?
we're gonna. That's all we're gonna reap. That's the whole thing.
That's it. That's it. So you can't be shocked when your results are your results. The energy you put into stuff, and if you gangbanging, the energy you put into that, all right. I mean, are you diversifying your gangbanging? Do you have a business on the side? Do you have, like, are you,
No,
if you're smashing everything that moves?
I'm out here counting these rocks. That's what I'm doing.
And look, there
5,
are,
6, smarty odd nigga. You smarty odd nigga. Remember Chris Rock?
I'm not a big fan of Jay-Z, but
Mhm.
one of the things I will say is he diversified.
Yeah. And he's a smart brother. You can't take that away from him. You know, no matter what you feel about what he did, you can't take the fact away from him. He's not afraid to reinvent himself, and that's what we
Yeah.
need to as people. We need to not be afraid to invent ourselves.
I honestly need to evaluate why I'm not a fan of him now, because I mean, I get it. I really need to reevaluate that.
Mhm.
Gang Biggie
I
LLC.
got an LLC now, nigga. Give me that PPP loan. Give me that loan. I got me an LLC. I got employees.
I would respect it. I would definitely respect it. Uh, I sent you a video about an example of what we sow is what we reap. It was a story about a young lady. It happened in Atlanta a couple of years ago. I think right before I moved here.
I spoke on it. The one in 2019, the one where
The
where
girl,
she, yeah, I spoke on it earlier because it was a sexual assault action. It turned into a murder. That's what you're talking about.
No, sorry, I lost you. Say it again.
It was a sexual assault and it turned into a murder.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so, I don't know this young lady. I don't know any of the people in this. Right, I'm making an assumption. Because I've seen women who lose themselves and have to have a relationship situation by any means necessary. So,
For My Man. If you watch For My Man, that's literally what that is. That For My Man. It's on it's not on BET, it's on whatever the other network. But it's with Snapped and all that stuff, but there's a show called For My Man. Go look it up on YouTube. But it's literally women that doing exactly what you say, because they have to be in a relationship, they have to be with this man, so they make stupid ass decisions. They do crazy stuff, rob, kill people, or rob and then end up killing somebody, but it's always somebody died in the situation. And that's what it is. They just women that have to do that, have to be in that relationship. And there's also a For My Woman, but I've never seen that. I don't know what that's about. So
well, so then yes, and like it ends up being, and it never fails, right? Because I don't watch those shows, but I watch a lot of crime, true crime. I don't know why I watch this stuff. And it never fails. It'll be like this couple killed her husband or his wife, and then they got caught, and then they end up breaking up.
like, well, you got to break up anyway because you're going to jail, going to 2 different places. Y'all can't. There ain't no conjugal jail.
Yeah, I mean, you keep that same energy.
No co-ed jail. There ain't no co-ed jail. Oh, y'all married? Come on over here. We got a place for y'all.
Keep that same love. Remember, y'all love each other, right?
Yeah, stay together. We in this together.
We still together. Like so if there's like, because you stick in this, you create this narrative in your mind that this thing is more important than this. Like, So this was supposed to be the price we paid for Penis and Pussy for Sacrifice Edition, right? And so a lot of the sacrifices that are expected of us to keep the relationship, or that we expect of ourselves to keep this relationship, ends up being toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand um being woken up out of it. So let me tell you the story. The reason why I sent that to you, like it bothered me, because my real life story was the reason why he woke her out of bed to make him a sandwich was because he was by my house and I wasn't cooking.
That's okay, because you didn't do what you supposed to do. You
I
failed,
wasn't
so
his woman.
he got to bother his woman. Damn it, you ain't a good side piece.
I ain't a good side piece at all. And so, but that's what happened. And so for me, it's like you don't even respect her. It's bad that you doing what you're doing, okay? But do you? But dude, you're making her accessories to the fact that you're cheating. Now she gotta get up and make you a man. That's how people get killed. Because you don't even respect her enough to at least make your own sandwich. Find a side piece to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so many answers to that.
True. That's true. There's so many other than bothering her out of sleep because, yeah.
So when I think about like it's the sacrifice, like what's the answer to people, right? What's the answer? And at the end of the day, I think it's self-sufficiency is the answer. What's the answer to you wanting a man so bad that you're willing to assist in murdering somebody? Well, like lean on yourself. Figure out what you deserve. Because what you just decided, your action said you deserve, you're gonna get 25 to life.
And you'll have somebody where you're going, it just won't be the same sex. I mean,
They
it
still
won't be.
together. Now it could be a prison guard. They do that too.
Yeah, well, that's a crime, and that when that get found out, you're gonna be right back in the same situation. So I hope they make a better decision.
I mean, she was about to graduate college.
Yes, was in college, about to graduate.
She gave up, and this was one of her best friends. I'm assuming they were at least friends.
Yeah. There was good friends from what they said. They used to she used to spend nights over at her house, go home with her by people, go eat over there, go to parties and all that stuff. So I mean, they at least their family knew her. It was good enough that the family met most of her family met her. So yeah. Yeah, I told Jan about that earlier. I said, y'all have to have a discerning eye when trying to pick people to be around all the time. You have to understand. Yeah.
And one thing they said, one of the girls said that she told her about the victim, about her from jump. She's like, she wasn't any good from jump. And so like, I don't know. I mean, I just know that from where I stand, you made in a moment, you made a lifetime decision to end somebody's life and basically in your own.
Yeah, you ended your own at the same time, and then
it's lack of control.
The outcome is that whatever you thought it was going to be, not based in reality, you got what you got, and your life is screwed now.
And y'all ain't together,
and still ain't together. If you would have let him go when that situation happened with the sexual assault, you should have did what you should have let him go. Been there by your homegirl side, and then, hey, you still not together. You wouldn't have been together, but you could have found somebody else. Now you have to find a female that's going,
Well, I mean, and let's say that it wasn't true, right? Although I don't know anybody who murdered somebody because they've been lied on.
Usually, yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She was gonna testify, whatever. And yeah, he's the one that killed her. And she didn't kill him, but she helped dispose of the body.
No, she put so I got differing information. Somebody says she put the plastic bag on her head.
He choked her to death. If you scroll all the way down, I think, yeah, he's the one that choked her to death.
He choked her to death, and they said that she put a bag over her face. So I got different. I saw what you said too.
Maybe
no, I saw your article that said strangled, like he killed her. Then I saw the one where she put the bag over her head. Either way, she was a part of the process. And at no point are we I don't know. Or we like this is why I say force is more than physical, right? Because even in a situation where she, like, maybe he told her, maybe he did this, maybe, you know, whatever. I'm not discounting what she did, but I'm saying, like, we have to start looking at what is appropriate behavior when interacting with others.
Yeah.
Like, I had to start looking at that. Like, from the last week video with Hot Damn I Rock, I had to start looking at what's appropriate behavior. What is it? What's like, and for me, emotional intelligence is important. So I had to make a decision. Emotional intelligence is paramount. If you don't have it, I don't want it. We're not interacting. That's it. And so with our young people, you have to start defining what your limits are.
Yeah.
Because if you don't define your limits, then you're willing to do anything, like help somebody dispose of a body because he's your man.
Yeah. Because I'm a ride or die. I'm a ride or die. I'm a down chick. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Or in the case of men with their woman, where you're sitting here, you know, sorry, there's this, oh fuck, is his name? Bobby. What's two black guys that the one guy, huh? No. The one dude who did Us.
Jordan Peele, Peele and Key Peele. Yeah.
They did a skit, and their skit was Megan. You never seen it?
I don't know that.
Oh my God, I'm gonna let you see all of them. They're amazing.
I know them, and I know their skits. They have a lot of good skits. I just don't know that one. Yeah.
Well, this is about a girl who played by the dude who does Peele, right? The shorter dude, the browner one. Jordan. So he plays the girl, and so the other guy is like the boyfriend, and he's there in line. She's like, no, and he's like, Megan, you can't keep doing this. You can't walk up on people, and she'll run into somebody, and he's like, watch it, bitch. And she'll look at her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was like,
you have to fight, have to fight or something. Okay, gotcha. Nah, I never seen it, but yeah.
And then he got his ass whipped because she did something to cause the disrespect, and now he has to fight for her honor because. And then she goes back to feeling. I'm gonna send it to you. This shit's hilarious.
And actually, it speaks. I mean, there's a lot of dudes in jail and dead behind that type of stuff.
Yes,
because a woman wants to feel special, so she gonna make a man fight for her honor so she can feel a certain way. Yeah, that happens.
And sometimes it's not even they want you to fight for the honor. I remember my best friend told me, and like he was mad at me. Like we were in New Orleans, something happened, some girl got beat up, and I intervened because the girl needed help. And then the men around got mad at me because the man got arrested. It was a whole thing about, oh, y'all letting black men, you don't give a shit about black men. I'm like, this woman just got punched in the eye. So what? I'm not like, shut up. I was like, when he did it, I felt it. My eyes started to swell up a little. I'm like, God damn. I'm like,
ow.
We're sorry. That was not funny. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Sorry.
But I think so. It's that's a long time ago. So statute of limitation.
That's what it is. So
for the joke, I'm saying statute of limitation for the joke.
They end up getting mad at me because in the eye of it, and like I'm getting crunk with them, and Johnny pulled me on the side after everything was done, right? Because Johnny was like, player, we got a problem? To the dudes, right? And like, now keep in mind, you know me. I ain't the type of person to be like, hey, jump in my shit. I'm the kind of person who's like, I got it. Kind of person. And actually, I absolutely hate when he does that. Not because I don't appreciate the fact that he cares about me, but because I see the fact that I'm a female, it makes it okay for you to get in my face. There are some people who feel that way, like because you're a female, I'm gonna get in your face because you're not gonna do shit. Like you're lesser. But but
what that actually means is they're lesser. Actually, that's what it means.
Yes. But when they back down, so like it's my own thing, it's my own ego.
Okay.
And I'm wrong.
All
All
right.
right. And it wasn't until when it was over, the scene was over, and then he turned around and he yelled at me. He got super mad with me. And he was like, "You gonna have me get killed?" I'm like, "I ain't asked you to do nothing." I'm like, "I didn't ask him to do it." He's like, "What kind of man would I be to sit here and watch my best friend get beat up and whatever?" And then I realized I'm not just responsible for my own, for me.
People
I'm
around
responsible for the people who love me.
Yeah.
And so I had to check my own ego in the whole situation and think smarter and think stronger past this moment. So I'm sorry. Moving forward, the person who get their eye dotted, I'm thoughts and prayers. Because now I got this black man at me who's willing to die if something happens, to make sure nothing happens to me.
So you dragging everybody along down that rabbit hole with you.
Yes. And I was wrong. I was wrong. It doesn't matter that my intentions were in place. It does not matter, because in the outcome, I'm not even gonna lie to the community, to whoever's listening. I'm not gonna lie to you. His life wasn't worth hers.
Yeah, and that's accessible. You have to assess the situation, and now you know what could have been the outcome, right? You have to look back and like, okay, you know what? I would have brought these. If this dude had a gun, right? Whoever the dudes was around you, it could have been 2 or 3 shot and dead, and so it wasn't.
New Orleans is about their life.
Yes, especially Bourbon Street in the middle of daylight, they'll get busy. So I mean, you know what it is. So the thing is that her eye was gonna heal. Y'all being dead wasn't gonna, you can't bring that back.
And it's not that I can't care. I care, but I can't care more than the people who care about me.
Yeah.
I can't. And I had to. When after he finished getting mad at me, and he just because he don't stay mad for long, but it sat with me for a minute, and I realized what I put him through, what could have happened, like the world that could have existed, where I'm going to his funeral and telling his mom and dad what happened to him because of me. Good intentions all be damned, but
I think that's probably a part of whatever we got in each other. I mean, whatever. I don't know. It comes from dad or whatever. I don't know. I have that in me too, to where it's a reaction. Mine is reactionary. Like I see something like that happen, and it's just like I'm watching myself do the shit, and it's like
that's bad. It's bad. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's like I'm watching myself. Like it happened when I was in U-Bar. Me and my homeboys, right up at U-Bar, and the dude either grabbed her by a neck and had, or slapped her, one or two. I caught it out the side of my eye. My homeboy Daco said, I heard Daco say he hit her, that's what I heard. Daco said that he didn't say that, but why would I even like I saw it out the corner of my eye, but he said something to make me, and the next thing I know, I'm reacting. I got this dude up against the window actually by his neck. And then he didn't have no fight. I mean, he didn't have no fight. He let go, like his body went like, oh shit, I might have heart. I don't know. My adrenaline's pumping. I don't know. I don't know. Probably choking the shit out of him. I don't know. But anyway, it could have been bad. But what I knew was we was in a club and they was patted down, so I knew there was no guns involved there. I just had to worry about getting.
And he could have waited till he got out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just had to worry about getting to my car and get the hell out of it. That's what I knew at that point. But at that moment,
you got to worry about your son not having a father, your siblings not having a brother, and those kind of things.
But I'm just saying.
We don't think even now. I was with Bobby, and I saw somebody like this dude looked like he's about to knock out, and I stood there and watched. Now I ain't go towards it. I'd like to believe I wouldn't have done anything. Like I'm telling you, I'm working on being like I'm working on caring about I can't. Survival matters more in that point. And
self-preservation matters at that point.
Yeah. And again, what could have happened? Your homeboys would have had, one or two things. They'd have tried to help you and got hurt in the melee.
No. They automatically, like they had the innate, like when I turned around, because I had to do it against him. His sister was coming in the door that had him hemmed up at, and Daco jumped in the doorway to keep her and the boyfriend out of the doorway. And I turned around, and my homeboy was behind me. Tim was behind me. And he was watching my back. I'm like, oh shit, which is
great. You got dudes stuff for you, but you put them at risk.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but once again, it was reactionary.
I'm not
I
saying that to hit you. I'm just
no,
saying,
no,
like,
I
I get it
understand.
now.
I understand now. I understood then too, but it was a reactionary thing. I was within arm's length, and it was reactionary. And I would like to think that I wouldn't do that again or whatever, but it was reactionary. I just put it that way. I've been in several situations like that. Like it was five dudes to me, and I'm the dude that's like, dude around the corner. Harry brother.
Yes,
I
yes,
told you about
I
it, right?
know.
I told
I
you about that.
know.
I was with
I
three
know.
chicks. I was three females, and I'm like, dude, y'all gonna kill this man behind, and he's already drunk, and dude like, nigga, I'm like, bruh, you fat. My car right there. Let's run and see who gonna get what they got to get first. And nigga was like, oh, all right. And the
Yeah.
female's like, Will, bruh, you that one cool. I'm like, all right, yeah, yeah, I understand, yeah. I had no backup. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I know now. So
How
it,
you
it
how you live matters. How you
mhm,
die matters, but there's
yeah.
still a residual fault. Did you see then, like, we'll start wrapping this up. Did you see the story where did you send me that? The story where the preacher who had 10 kids, that's what everybody was focused on, the fact they had 10 kids,
Yeah.
got shot
Yeah, got
trying to
shot.
help this woman from his
Yeah.
church get away from
That
an
was
abusive
the
work.
aberrant preach. I said, yeah, the aberrant preach one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That's that. I get ABBA, like,
Mhm.
because I think we operate under a world where we're talking about women need to be saved, men
Mhm.
have to be the strong ones, they're the ones who have to do this, and that's not necessarily true. Because if you go, I mean, that's not true, honestly. If you go, like, there are places outside of this country where people are, and we talked about this, where a bomb will go off and people walk around the victim bodies because they got to go to work because
They
life's
keep it
still
moving.
moving
They keep it moving. Like, oh, damn, that's what a damn spleen look like. Oh, that's what and it
on.
keep it moving, going to work. Yes. But it
And
happens because it happens often though, and they're numb to that shit. So that's the other reason for that.
but I don't want to wait. Like the point is, sometimes the price we pay sometimes don't be our own pussy and penis either. Sometimes a
Mhm.
strange pussy and penis that we end up paying prices for. Sometimes it's those kind of things. It's the sacrifice. Like, for me, that's what I was thinking about. Um, we got to stop sacrificing ourselves for that.
Mhm.
And I mean the negative. Like, I just mean, like, in negative ways. And
Mhm.
some negative ways is even the best intentions.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. But so okay, so because you said that, right, I have to go ahead and put this out here. So what you end up getting to is that the reason why men are willing to do that, right? What they hear from women all day long: black men don't protect us, right?
Mhm.
So that's part of it, trying to call yourself to be a quote unquote good black man, or quote unquote, looking out for your sisters, whatever, and like I said, guys in jail, guys dead because of that. So um I don't know what the balance would look like. I don't know if there's a balance, but you know what? I'll take that back. I think you have to look at the situation. Like if you like the situation I was talking about, clearly that was this woman, whatever. I can't intervene in that because I can't save her past, and that's what I had to think about that after that. I'm like, I can't save her past for this moment, so me intervening it really didn't do anything, but probably got ass whipped later, worse. Actually, if I really if I really want to be honest about it, that's probably what happened. But we have to be mindful. We have to think things out fully. That's what I think. I think that would be the.
I think lessons are needed to be learned individually.
Mhm,
That's what I'll say.
mhm,
I think we gotta allow people to learn their lessons, and sometimes everybody gotta learn their own lessons.
mhm.
Everybody has their own worth, and we can just want and wish for people to have stuff, but we gotta survive at the end of the day because there's more to it than just us.
Yeah.
Um, I think it went a little left because
Yeah.
the biggest gangster statement, like, I just see it rooted in pain
Well,
and
no, and I reread it right, and I think he was saying he used to want to be that, but now he got to feed his loved ones. So now he got a 9 to 5 to feed his loved ones. We got jobs to feed our loved ones. So I think it was,
got
I
it.
think
There was growth from it.
it
I
was growth.
apologize.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm like.
But
You have loved
we
ones.
talked about it. It spoke to people though, so that's why I didn't stop you. I looked at it, I'm like, okay, but it spoke to some people, and some people maybe need to hear it. Like you go in church, you need to hear that. Some people probably need to hear this later on, and it was a good conversation. So that's why I just let it go.
Well, but good he found, right? Because the thing that changed it was the fact that it's not about money, it's not about status, it's not about power. It's about the relationships we have and the love we have in reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, my opinion.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm talking about your family, your friends. Like I am eternally
let's go to church. Agape love.
Yeah, agape. There's some other ones too. I think some of it goes outside.
And, but that's Euros, Philos, and I can't remember the other one.
Spoken like a true hoe and know all the love words.
Because I'm a connoisseur of love. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'd rather be somewhere loving somebody rather than fighting. I know. No, that's not how. It's only hoe when I try to use all the love languages, all the love terminology at one time to different people. There's a difference. I use multiple to one person now. That's what it is.
So, but yeah, no, that's all I have. That's all I have about that. I'm glad that I'm glad it was clarified because I was sad just thinking about that there are people who are living their lives that way, and they'll grow out of it. The dope part is I just learned that you grew, and there's hope for other people to grow out of it. Yeah. So yeah. But good job with the podcast. I hope Ayana got a lot out of it.
Yeah, I hope so. And I hope maybe she'll share with her friends. And the good thing about it, her friends will see her on there and they'll get the information because Yana's on there. And then that's why I did it. That's why I brought Yana on, because I'm like, okay, I would like her to have this discussion with her in private, but then this will help. Doing it right here on live would help other people. She'll share it to other people, and they'll share it to other people, and it'll be like that. And then also they'll share it to young men, and young men could come on and see what we're doing. Maybe hopefully that's what'll happen, and we could start discussing different stuff and trying to impart knowledge into the younger generation, because a lot of times we don't get heard as older people. So hopefully this will do it.
Mm-hmm. And also provide an opportunity for them to get heard as well.
Yeah,
I like the fact that you provide her the moments to say things. So, because they don't get the chance to say their thoughts and stuff too. So that's the part of communication. This is how we get to a better and safer place for ourselves, when we provide everybody opportunity to be heard.
Yeah, it's true. Well, my stomach is being hurt right now, and I'm hungry. So
I understand that. But food. Food. I ain't gonna play. Feed the beast. Feed me, see more. Bye, y'all.
See more. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us. We'll see y'all next week. All right, peace.